everyone, thanks a lot for staying with us. You're watching Plain Speak with me, Shivani Gupta. I begin by saluting our brave soldiers today for once again proving their mettle and keeping our borders safe. 2 years after the brutal clash at Galwan Valley, the Indian and Chinese soldiers briefly clashed in Arunachal's Tawang on December 9 before disengaging. Troops from both sides sustained minor injuries. According to sources, 300 PLA troops provoked India but were sent back with their tails between their legs. China keeps expecting India of old and it keeps getting hammered. India has already proved it is better prepared for any transgressions than ever before and is man for man a much better army than the PLA. But there is also a political aspect of what's come out of in public in 3 days after the incident. The Defence Minister made a statement today in both houses of the Parliament, but the opposition is less than satisfied. The opposition accuses the centre of court secrecy and of avoiding a proper debate on a serious issue like this. The forces have done their job. Can politicians too come together on such an issue and keep politics aside? I will take that to our guests in just a bit. But first up, here are the top 5 highlights of the Defence Minister's statement today. First and foremost, the Defence Minister did acknowledge that the PLA tried to transgress the LAC and unilaterally change the status quo, something they've tried to do in Galwan earlier. The Indian Army thwarted the Chinese attempt in a firm and resolute manner. The details that are coming out are actually quite important. The scuffle led to injuries to a few personnel on both sides, but no fatalities or serious casualties on the Indian side. And he ended by saying that the forces are committed to protecting our territorial integrity, and that, of course, is never in doubt. Now look at the opposition's big 5 attacks on the government today. Mallikarjun Kharge, the new Congress party chief, said he, that is Rajnath Singh, just read a statement and went off. We wanted clarification and discussion. Shashi Tharoor, Congress MP, also went on to say that we are blaming Nehru for all things. Let us talk about now and today. Manish Tiwari, another Congress MP, said, if we cannot discuss national security in Parliament, why does the Parliament exist at all? P. Chidambaram, another senior leader, former Union Minister, said we should be allowed to speak our mind. He's obviously talking about the Congress party and opposition party that joined truck with the opposition, with the Congress today. And speaking of the rest of the opposition, for example, Omar Abdullah of the National Conference said centre has failed to maintain relations with neighbouring countries. He could be pointing out to both Pakistan and China in this case. Amidst the back and forth was also a political fight. Home Minister Amit Shah trained his guns on the Congress party and its erstwhile governments over the issue of China. Let us take a look at what he said and how the Congress responded. Now, Home Minister revealed that Rajiv Gandhi Foundation got 1.35 crore rupees from the Chinese embassy while talking about why its FCRA approval was quashed, for example. The Congress countered that by saying, check if the Prime Minister's CARES Fund got donations from Chinese companies. Shah said this money was for Indo-China relationship study. Did the Congress study how Nehru gave away permanent membership that belonged to India to China at UNSC? The Congress responded by saying, if we've done something wrong, hang us. Shah went on to remind the Congress that China grabbed thousands of hectares of India's land in 1962 under Pandit Nehru. To which Congress retorted, why blame Nehru for all things and still in today's day? Congress had dinner with Chinese diplomats during Galwan clash was another charge by the Home Minister. This is something that has been thrown at the Congress party before. The Congress questioned why is Modi government not showing red eyes to China? Again, a counter that the Congress often mounts against the Modi government. Now, the Home Minister also assured, till Modi government is in power, no one can take an inch of our land. But the Congress insists the government is in denial as China now pushes into Arunachal Pradesh as well. As India and China lock horns again, what does that mean for us defence-wise? That is coming up, but also coming up, can politics be set aside?
भारतीय सेना ने बहादुरी से पीएलए को हमारी टेरिटरी में अतिक्रमण करने से रोका और उन्हें उनकी पोस्ट पर वापस जाने के लिए मजबूर कर दिया।
gave a statement whereby he just gave the bare bone details of what exactly transpired at Yangtze when the crash took place. But there is a need for a wider and a deeper discussion on why China is doing that.
जब तक भारतीय जनता पार्टी की मोदी सरकार चल रही है, 1 इंच जमीन पर भी कोई कब्जा नहीं कर सकता।
Going across to our guests joining us, we've got political representatives RP Singh from the BJP, Dolly Sharma from the Congress Party. I'm also joined by some experts. Major General Gigi Dwivedi is joining us. He, of course, knows a thing or two about protecting, especially our eastern borders. Dr. Tarak Karta, former Director, National Security Council Secretariat, and Dr. Roger Liu, Associate Professor, Flame University, is also joining us. Before I bring in our experts, I just want to settle a bit of the political debate. Now, RP Singh, the charge that the government faces is that it's uneasy in discussing matters related to these India-China skirmishes. You don't really want to discuss this threadbare, and this is something that happened during Galwan too. Why is the government not willing to have a full and proper discussion in Parliament?
Well, it has just happened, and then once the details are there, government will surely discuss it in the Parliament and at the required forum. The problem is, discuss with whom? The party which has signed an agreement with Communist Party of China and had secured money, had got money for that agreement in Rajiv Gandhi Foundation. So, but in the parliamentary
but you have to
democracy,
discuss
you have
it
to
with the
discuss whatever
opposition,
need to be
regardless
discussed.
of what you may accuse them of what they've done previously. And the government claims, RP Singh, it has
I'm
all
not
the
accusing
facts.
them.
The Raksha Mantri gave a statement. Why not just let a debate happen, a discussion happen?
So discussion will happen. I was going to complete that. In spite of that, discussion will happen. Whatever is desired to be shared will be surely shared with them, and then they will be taken on board for what has happened in Arunachal. So, but issue is they are making it politicized. They are trying to politicize the issue. The fact is that forces has done their job well, and it's not the first time. During earlier time also, when China has tried to enter our territory, they have given their proper reply, and to this extent that they could give more casualties to the China.
I understand that.
That's not us speaking this.
No, I think the Congress Party cannot be blamed in this case of politicizing this issue. Actually, they seem to have learned from the errors they've made in the past. They don't want to be sounding anti-army, but they are posing some questions. For example, when Manish Tiwari of the Congress Party says that if we can't discuss this in Parliament, where else can we discuss this? Is he wrong? And not to forget, RP Singh, the question that will also come in the minds of the public is this incident took place on December 9. It came out into the public only on December 12. Why is it that the government didn't release information on this, let's say, a day after it took place?
Shivani, you also know all such instances take time to collate information, and then security of the Jawans was more important than anything else, and that could have been a reason in the mind of the our concerned authorities that let's secure our Jawans first. Let's be ensured that they should be physically taken care, and thereafter government would have shared that in the Parliament itself, or to the required panel where it need to be discussed. But saying that we are trying to hide anything, there's no reason to hide. And in today's world, nothing can be hidden. With Shivani Gupta sitting as CNN center, how can one hide anything today? Media will not leave you, or otherwise also there are 10 other sources from where the things will come out, tumble out. So there's no reason for us to hide anything. But fact is that, again, you are saying they are not politicizing it. Please go to Pawan Khera's tweet. You will understand whether they are politicizing it or not, or the way the complete heckling happened in the Parliament.
Okay.
Because they didn't wanted that question on Rajiv Gandhi Foundation, agenda on Rajiv Gandhi Foundation to be tabled. So there is a timing for everything.
Okay, let me take that to our Congress panelists.
Government is not going to hide anything.
The Congress, on the other hand, faces the charge that you politicize everything. You try to make this about, Modi Sarkar. You try to make this about the fact that India is politically weak against China or politically weak currently, instead of coming together as far as our defense challenges vis-a-vis China are concerned. And the other charge you also face is that you walk out. Even when the statements are being made by the defense minister or any ministers, you walk out. You don't want the discussion to take place.
Ma'am, first of all, I would like to salute our Indian soldiers for the bravery, for the brave-hearted soldiers for what they have done on the border. And I would like to wish speedy recovery to the soldiers who are recovering from their injuries. And also, we strongly condemn the Chinese intrusion on the on
Taiwan.
Arunachal Pradesh area. Acha, now, as
Tawang.
talking about the Rajiv Gandhi Foundation thing, that is very much there in the public domain. And also, the donation that was accepted was for some research work. That is clearly mentioned.
No,
And
ma'am,
it
I'm
was,
not asking you that question.
accepted
I'll come
by
to
even the
Rajiv
other
Gandhi
governments
Foundation
also.
later. Dolly ji, I didn't ask you that question.
And the other thing.
I asked you the question about the fact that the Congress, as a responsible opposition, must also allow discussions to take place. You are accused of wanting discussions, but you often walk out. Or there is heckling. Even today, when the Raksha Mantri was giving his statement, some of your MPs were heckling him. What's the need for that?
Ma'am, there is a different sort of, environment that BJP has created these days. Is when it comes to BJP, there's nothing, they leave to politicize. And when it comes to the opposition, when we try to raise the issues which are related to the security of the nation, to the security of every human being who's sitting safely here, is all because of the Indian soldiers who left families, and are making everything possible to safeguard us, to save us, so that we can sit comfortably here. So why should we not raise questions on BJP government? Why should we not ask कि प्रधानमंत्री जी ने पहले भी कहा है कि ना कोई घुसा ना कोई आया, और क्या क्या लद्दाख में हुआ, क्या क्या पहले भी हुआ, अरुणाचल प्रदेश में गांव तक बसा दिए वहां पर चाइना ने, वो सब पर सवाल क्यों नहीं होना चाहिए भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार से? होना चाहिए मैम। जब प्रधानमंत्री देश के ये कहते हैं कि कोई नहीं घुसा, तो हम चाइना को खुद ये मौका दे देते हैं कहने का कि हम तो घुसे ही नहीं, हम तो आए नहीं, हमने तो कुछ किया ही नहीं।
My question to you is not why you shouldn't ask these questions. My question to you is that did you actually seriously want a discussion? The Home Minister today accused the Congress party of running away from the discussion, because if the discussion was to take place, one of the discussion points was also the Rajiv Gandhi Foundation.
Ma'am, माइक ऑफ कर दिए जाते हैं ऑपोजिशन के, बोलने नहीं दिया जाता. We wanted to discuss in detail. They doesn't allow us to discuss.
Yes, okay, RP Singh, please respond to that. This is becoming a bit of a problem for the Treasury bench. You must allow discussions to take place, especially on issues like this. The entire country wants to hear you.
देखिए कैसे कोरा झूठ बोलते हैं कि माइक ऑफ कर दिए जाते हैं, मतलब इससे थैंक यू, कैसे कोरा झूठ बोलते हैं कि माइक ऑफ कर दिए जाते हैं. अगली बार अपने माइक लेकर जाइएगा अगर आपको ऐसा लगता है. और आपकी आवाज तो बहुत बुलंद है, आप बिना माइक के भी बोल सकते हैं, मतलब झूठ बोलना सिर्फ बिना बात के. पहली बात, कभी कहीं एक रिकॉर्ड दिखा दीजिएगा जहां पे माइक ऑफ हुआ, प्लीज अगली बार झूठ बोलने से पहले. दूसरी बात, अरे डिस्कशन के लिए तो बोला था, यू वॉकड आउट ऑफ डिस्कशन. आपने वहां पे हल्ला करना शुरू किया डिस्कशन में, क्योंकि आपको लगता है कि जो सच है, जो तथ्य हैं वो सामने आएंगे, और तथ्य सामने आने चाहिए. द ट्रुथ शुड बी रिवील्ड एंड एवरी पार्ट ऑफ द ट्रुथ शुड बी रिवील्ड. सो यू कैन एक्यूज अस दैट वी आर नॉट शेयरिंग, बट वी वांट टू शेयर थिंग्स विद यू. वन. सेकेंडली, व्हाई यू वांट टू हाइड व्हाट हैपेंड in the Rajiv Gandhi Foundation? I mean, you can put it on record. Yes, we received money, and this is
very much there in public domain.
Can I complete?
Sir, it is very much there in public domain.
अच्छा बता दीजिए, आप बता दीजिए, अच्छा आप बता दीजिए, आप बता दीजिए. अच्छा वो जो 1 करोड़ 59 लाख रुपए आया, उसके अगेंस्ट कौन सी रिसर्च हुई थी? अरे आप बताइए ना, कौन सी रिसर्च हुई? आपने इंडो चाइना रिलेशन पे कौन सा रिसर्च पेपर है? कृपा करके बता कर जाइएगा, कृपा करके बता कर जाइएगा कि कौन सा रिसर्च पेपर था. व्हाट इज द रिसर्च पेपर? प्लीज लेट अस नो.
the amounts I'm quoting. This is in public domain that BJP government received. And your
Ma'am,
ministers
thank you.
for that matter.
But you received that money
What are
on
you
account
saying?
of
And what?
research.
And
What
how
research?
about? And how
what
about
is
the
that
PM Care
agreement
Fund?
your
Okay.
party has signed?
How about the clarity
What is
on
the
PM
agreement
Care
you
Fund,
have signed?
sir? How about the clarity
I'm so
on
sorry.
PM Care Fund,
But
sir?
वो क्या
And
agreement
we
sign
being
किया वो बता
a
दीजिए.
responsible
What
opposition
paper
are
have you
trying
signed
to
with
raise
Communist
every
Party of
possible
China?
question. Why
Rahul
are you
Gandhi has
hiding away
in
from the
that
fact
paper
that China is
with Communist Party of
continuously
China वो बता कर
doing this
जाइएगा.
to our
Okay,
nation?
I have to pull away from both of you. I think both of you have made your point, but the sense I get today is that both the government and the Congress party was a little bit uneasy about going forward with debates and discussions today because both felt a little bit on the back foot for various reasons. I want to bring in our experts now. Major General Gigi Dwivedi, I'm coming to you. I want to understand from you what could be China's designs in this region, and have they now properly been made aware by the Indian Army? Then any unilateral stealth attempts to change the status quo will no longer succeed.
Well, Shivani, as far as China's design is concerned, I think we can join the dots right from pre-1962 till date. Well, Chinese do not, acknowledge or accept the McMahon line, and they have not accepted even the so-called border at the time of India's independence or their own revolution. So that's why the 1962 war took place. Coming now closer home, after we signed the 1993 agreement and 1996 agreement, there was some kind of understanding that the LAC is stable. But after Xi Jinping came to power in 2012, thereafter the Chinese have adopted a very, very aggressive stance. And we had a series of instances. In 2013, we had Debsan. In 2014, Chumar, when Xi Jinping was in India. 2017, we had Doklam. And 2020, May, we had large-scale incursion in eastern Ladakh, where Chinese deployed almost 3 divisions. The point I'm trying to make is that Chinese are always up to a game to change the status of LAC whenever there is an opportunity or whenever they see some vulnerability. But the point is that India has definitely taken a very firm stance, and I have served in Eastern Ladakh, commanded my battalion, and in the division in Arunachal Pradesh. The issue is that we are, as far as military is concerned, currently the borders are well manned and they have been well strengthened. And wherever China has tried to make inroads, they haven't given a befitting reply. But what is happening is the Chinese system works in a very different manner. Firstly, it is a dictatorial regime. There is no media. It's very translucent and opaque. So therefore, they always try to surprise the opponent. And to some extent, they succeeded. But I want to assure the panelists and also our countrymen that our response have been very firm, very prompt, and Chinese have not succeeded in what they intended to do. And therefore, even this instance in Tawang, where I had operated, they came to grab a post, at Yangtze. And they came in strength, 300. 300 means half a battalion because Chinese battalion is about 650. But our men gave them a very befitting response. And within 15 minutes, they had to go back. So I think that India's response is very firm. India's intent is very clear, both political and military. And I think the Chinese will realize that they cannot succeed while they try to, do some misadventures. They have been given befitting reply. And that is the lesson that we should be assured of. And to our political friends, I want to tell them that these forums must be utilized to cooperate and see what should be a national response, because in today's world, it's not the military which fight. The whole nation has to come together, and these forums must be utilized to have a consensus on a defense policies and also on defense, how we can support our military and the people who are manning the front. Shivani.
No, absolutely. I wish there was a discussion of that tone and tenor that took place in Parliament today. Of course, we'll wait and see as the winter session goes on, because that is exactly the kind of message that Indian Parliament needs to send at this junction. That everybody is together. There may be questions and details required, clarifications asked for. But, political potshots at this time become detrimental to the national message that the country wants to send. Dr. Tarakata, I want to come to you. We know that India and Chinese systems, of course, are very, very different. But there was silence in the Chinese media, even though this incident was from 3 days ago till last evening when we were speaking. And then today they accused India of trespassing. How do you read at the messaging coming in from China?
I think, given that the chairman of everything, she has just had a very successful, trip to the Middle East, the trend is to, to portray everything as that is where the attention is. They're trying to show everything is fine, everything is great. They don't want this kind of a news being played too much, so they're playing it down. After all, what India did was to give them a bloody nose and send them back. But I think what Major General Dwivedi said is also correct. Ever since 2013, when she came into power, ever since then, this is it's a much more assertive China globally, not just against India. Globally, they are much more assertive. They are going to have to take that into account. Third is the question of, again, I will completely agree with you. I wish the opposition would ask questions as, how do you, foresee dealing with such things in future? Because there will be more, let's be assured. There's going to be more such probes across the border. How are you going to deal with it? What is the defense budget like? Those are the questions the opposition should and must ask. This kind of wrangling is detrimental, and I think the Chinese must be very happy. Final is, I'd like to say, is that why didn't they announce it immediately? You do have the families of the Jawans to think of.
Okay.
You don't announce it suddenly saying that, so many people have been injured. You wait, you watch, you see exactly what you want to say, and then you announce it, if at all. I mean, there are many times when you may not announce, you don't want it said. So there are reasons of national security why some issues can't be brought out entirely into the open. But the fact remains that these clashes like these, I don't think they're going to reduce. This is the trend that we are seeing now. And especially with this, the chairman, now he's all powerful, at least for now. Let's see.
In fact, let me take that to Roger Liu as well. There are certainly domestic issues for China to contend with. We saw what happened as far as zero COVID policy is concerned, and then it keeps poking India needlessly, I would say. There is no reason for opening up this front in Arunachal Pradesh. Whatever its design was, possibly what we're learning through sources, that it just thought that this might be a good opportunity to occupy those heights that are very advantageous in this area. And they tried it and it didn't succeed. I don't know what else could be read into it, but what do you think is their game plan? What is China trying to achieve here? Because this is certainly not endearing it either to the Indian establishment or to the Indian public.
Thank you, Shivani. I think what China is doing is to sabotage the success in diplomacy that the Modi government has acquired, especially after we got the G20 presidency, when Narendra Modi, the prime minister, said that India has strength to launch a new agenda to the world. And now Xi Jinping said no, because we are the one who has strength. And after the 20th Party's Congress, they are going to show their strengths that they can sabotage us. And another important thing is that we are getting closer to the U.S., especially for the previous few years after we incorporate ourselves into Quad, because we want to protect our northern borders against China. So we choose to be closer to countries like Japan, Australia, and the United States. And China's tried to send a signal, a warning to the Indian part that, well, the U.S. cannot protect you, because if you remember, in November we just have the youth Abhyas exercise with the U.S. In November, and very close to the the LAC with the border with China. So China tried to send a signal to us that whatever you do, we will try to sabotage that. So I think that's very important for the two parties within India to work together on the consensus of national security. That is very important. We cannot let China to drive and wedge between different Indian parties and try to separate our powers on this national security issue. That's very important. Especially the Taiwan region actually is very close to the Bhutan-Indian border. And this actually is the 6th Dalai Lama where he was born. Right. So this is considered very important religious place, and it will have a tremendous influence for the next generation in Tibet. So this is a place that we are trying to keep that. I think that's very important for us to have a consensus.
Okay.
No matter whether you are from BJP or from National Congress, that's very important.
Can I take that to our two political representatives? The country is yearning after, especially growing up. I would say the country grew up a little bit. Dolly Sharma and RP Singh, after what we have witnessed in Galwan. And our country needs to mature, its polity needs to mature enough itself to behave in an appropriate manner when we face defense challenges like this. Dolly Sharma, a minute to you first and then RP Singh.
Ma'am, this is what I'm trying to say. When the Prime Minister himself says, na koi aaya, na koi ghusa. Abhi bhi, when Defense Minister came, when did he speak about the attacks that China made? After the media reported, not before that. Not before that. This is what I'm trying to say. Why are they hiding behind? China is continuously doing this, and this time they've started with the eastern area of India.
But Dolly ji, when the Congress raises this, it has to, of course, acknowledge the fact that these skirmishes or these clashes have been taking place well before Narendra Modi came to power. You cannot act and behave like there's no historical context here.
We are not behaving like this. We are just putting up our questions. This is what I'm trying to make a point here, is that what are the discussions that PM Modi, what discussions PM Modi made with Jinping in China, in Bali.
You know that cannot be revealed. Ma'am, there were no, first of all, full-fledged discussions between the two premiers. Even what they discussed during a handshake, it's just childish to ask for what did they discuss. That is never going to be revealed like this.
Then also China is continuously doing this, ma'am.
Yes, don't you know why?
PM Modi's track record against China since Galwan, India's trade dependency on China has never been higher. Indian imports from China were a record US $95 billion.
So does the Congress party stand for cutting our trade ties with China? Do you know the economic impact it will have in India? Are you ready for it? Or will you then blame the government for inflation, for lack of products?
Then
you be clear in your policy. You want India to cut trade ties with China, then say it.
Then do you think banning some apps makes a difference?
Those apps are for security reasons, madam. Those are not for this trade reasons.
Ma'am, security is everybody noticing what China is doing on
Okay, I'll give RP Singh a final minute to respond. Ultimately, though, RP Singh, whatever the opposition may say, and of course they'll use these opportunities to poke holes in your defense policy and your foreign policy, but there must at least be a discussion. The government cannot run away from that, now that it has come out in public.
Shivani,
yes.
Our defense policy is robust, everyone knows that, and then world acknowledges our defense policy. As far Prime Minister or the Defense Minister goes, is very clear on that. One. Secondly, Army has been given, or forces have been given a free hand to deal with situation as they want to. They don't need to go back to the table and discuss there and then go back and act accordingly. They are given a free hand, unlike 26/11 when Air Force Chief asked for it and he was not given permission that if he can strike or not. But given that, but we are prepared to discuss each and everything. And then when we say discuss everything, then they should also be prepared to discuss the agreement which they have signed with China. I mean, what's wrong in it? That's also part of democracy. If they have right to question the government or the member parliaments also have right to know that where was that money used, which came for some reason, some objectives, which was to do research on Indo-China relationship, or was it used for some other objective? Is there anything harm in it? And give me a second. And we all know what's happening within China also. We also know what's happening within China also, and then why this skirmish happens only during when the parliament has to start. It's not as simple as it is.
No, I am not denying that. Of course, China, as our experts are saying, wants to show India down, wants to put India into a flux. I'm not denying any of that. But of course, we have to come together to handle it. We know the challenges that China poses. It considers us its long-time rival, both economically and culturally, in this space, in Asia. There's no denying it. And of course, we'll continue to face these attacks. We'll continue to face other mind games and psyops from China, but we have to be prepared, and I wish we could all come together and discuss it. And the country needs to know the leadership and its vision as well, and it can only be put forth in Parliament. That's all I was saying. And there's no harm in doing it with whatever you can talk about. Yes, this is national security issue. Not everything can be disclosed, and it would be childish to ask what Xi Jinping and Narendra Modi discussed. Of course, those are childish questions. But in any case, I think we've all made our points. I thank all of our guests for joining us and giving us their point of view. That was the news until